We welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Season number 4 Daytona regular season finale. And we're officially all up and running. This is the World Center of Racing. This is it for the regular season of the Cup Series this year. And we decide the official playoff grid tonight. Welcome to the regular season championship, live on the channel for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. This is, for the 4th straight season, the final race of the regular season, the second Daytona race of the year. And we're at the World Center of Racing tonight for what usually, of course, the Daytona night race. All right. Xfinity was intense. We also had iCar. And now it's time for the week's main event, the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series from the Daytona International Speedway, live on the channel. This is the regular season finale for season number 4. This is Daytona. We'll be live for the warm-up session in just a few moments' time. Stay tuned live for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series at Daytona International Speedway. Of course, in this warm-up session half hour, like usual, we'll be going over race formats for tonight like usual, going over your playoff bubble entering tonight, the final race of the regular season. Of course, we'll be going over a lot more after that. You'll just have to wait and see what goes on in this warm-up session as well. All right. We are just about ready to go racing here from the World Center of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway. We are live in Daytona for tonight. All right. Here we go. Welcome live to the World Center of Racing. This is the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Season number 4 Daytona regular season finale. Cars are on the racetrack here for this warm-up session. There's Matthew White and Cameron Chandler side by side already, heading in 3 and 4. Matthew White, of course, locking up the Cup Series regular season championship 2 weeks ago in Kansas. The last race that we had after the off week, and before the off week, I should say, last week. And White and Chandler, top 2 in the points currently, head down the front straightaway. So, of course, top 3 in the points all are able to score playoff points. So, regular season champion, which is Matthew White, will get 15. Chandler is going to be able to score 10, and getting 5 playoff points is going to be whoever finishes third, which I believe, well, actually, there's a battle between Chandler and Hunsaker. Technically, it's still mathematically possible for Hunsaker to take that spot from Chandler in the points. Here's the 71. That's Cole Clausen making his way through 3 and 4. Driver of the 71, of course. This is his, never forget, 911 paint scheme, of course. Horrific tragedies of 9/11 happens today, back in 2001, as you all probably know. Of course, we remember this day every day on September 11th. Great paint scheme here for Cole Clausen, never forget on the car. Beautiful patriotic scheme for him as he heads down this back straightaway. So, just getting started with this warm-up session from Daytona. There's the 1, that's Zane Rahman, making his way through turns 3 and 4. He actually won the iCar race here on Tuesday. What a win that was for Zane Rahman. And he comes into yet another one of his Cup Series starts tonight. Down the front stretch goes Rahman. Here's Connor Asbell coming into the racetrack with the 29 of Richard Cherry. Of course, Asbell, I mean, technically, I think he's still in the battle for the playoffs, but it's going to take a whole lot for that to be able to happen tonight. So Asbel currently enters tonight minus 21. He's gained a little bit over the last few races. So let's actually go take a look at your playoff bubble entering tonight in Daytona. So of course, drivers that are in green are locked into the playoffs. Cole Clausen enters tonight plus 23. He's had a really good few weeks. They got William Reagan plus 18. Connor Haverilla just plus 3 over Matt Crabb, who's minus 3. Payson Lindsay only minus 5 now. He's got a chance. Andrew Stacy minus 10, and then Connor, as we can see back there, minus 21, 16th in points. All right. As down the front stretch goes Asbel and Cherry. Gonna make their way back to the front straightaway and heading back to turn number 1. All right, so some cars still on pit road here. There's the 09, that's John Butler. The 7 of Matthew White. There is the 71, that's Cole Clausen. The 77 of Braden Hunsinger. Got a car blowing up into the wall hard. He goes to the 29 of Cherry. And Cherry gonna roll back onto the racetrack here. All right. More cars coming on track. So still about 21 minutes to go here in this warm-up session from the Daytona International Speedway. It's still just getting started. A lot of stuff to go. So of course, qualifying is coming up next. Qualifying session is only, it's only 1 lap because of the new rule at super speedways. Down the front straightaway goes that 71 of Cole Clausen. And making his way down into 1 and 2. Side goes the 8 of Cameron Chandler. That's 77 there is Braden Hunsicker. Following and behind him, 7 of Matthew White. Not in this order, but those are, of course, the top 3 in the Cup Series points entering Daytona. So, of course, this is Daytona. It's a super speedway. You'll see high-action super speedway racing all night long. This 77 of Hunsicker moves his way to the outside of Chandler and others. See, actually, he's going to fall back a little bit here as they work their way to the inside. All right. There is Payson Lindsay, of course, enters this race about 5 points below the playoff cut line, so he's got to have a good day to make something happen. There's Erden on the apron there on pit road. There is the 72. That's Connor Asbel. All right, just one quick second. Car around the back straightaway. That's Cole Clausen. Pretty heavy damage for him in that 71 car. Here's William Reagan coming out of pit road. There's the 1 of Zane Roman, the 31. Ronan Suarez making his 2nd career Cup start. New paint scheme for him this week. And there's the car spinning. It's the 94 of Erdman going around with the 72 of Connor Asbel. There's Erdman again around. There's the 96. That's Andrew Stacy coming on track. Oh my God, 2 cars flipping. Or upside down goes that 9 of Bryce Benton. My goodness. All right, so once again, 10 minutes remaining in this warm-up session here in Daytona for the regular season finale. There's the 36, that's William Reagan getting up to speed with the 96 of Andrew Stacy. Andrew Stacy, he's going to have a good day tonight. enters this race. Look at this race, -10 below the playoff cut line, so he's got to gain on. I'm going to assume, like, so Clausen can lock himself in to the playoffs at the end of the stage, technically. Haverilla is +3 to the good, right behind William Reagan, I should say, who's +18. So Reagan and Clausen can technically lock himself in with the stage. That would leave one spot up for grabs for the race. It's only +3 for Connor Haverilla, so he's gonna get good stage points and make sure Lindsay and the 96 of Andrew Stacy, those two, most importantly, don't get great stage points tonight. As there's Cole Clausen. Oh my God, hard on the wall. All right. There's Rahman down the backstretch in the 3 and 4. Still more cars on pit road currently as they head into 1 and 2 here. All right. So almost halfway through this warm-up session tonight in Daytona. And there's the 1-8 of Chandler making his way through turns 3 and 4. The 9 of Benton and 3 pink cars going in 3 and 4 here. As they make their way down this front stretch at Daytona. And here's the 70. That's Ethan McMillan heading onto the racetrack. Another never forget 911 paint scheme, beautiful patriotic car, just like his teammate Cole Clausen. Ethan McMillan, he's done. He sits, I think, below 50th in points. It's just been an abysmal season, to say the least, for Ethan McMillan. So he needs some good momentum tonight here at Daytona. And down the front stretch they go. From the world's center of racing. All lined up nose to tail heading through 1 and 2. There's Rahman. Oh, we got a cars crashing here on the backstretch. Around goes that 33 of Clarino. Braden Hunsicker going to get caught up in it as well. Oh, and I got the 1 of Zane Rahman piling into this. This 4-car group of pink and purple cars making their way through turns 3 and 4. Lindsay, a big block up to the outside lane. Connor Haswell gets almost pushes him out of the way through 1 and 2 here. Cars are really sparking for some reason. Oh, and big block there for Pace and Lindsay to the inside. All right, still underway here in this warm-up session from Daytona. Got 13 or so minutes to go. Back into 1 and 2 here. So still this group going on with each other. 18 cars in the race so far. Connor Aswell, big block to the inside on Lindsay. All right, so still about 12 minutes to go here in this warm-up session from Daytona International Speedway. Got cars crashing here. There's Nia Benton going around. He will spin out. 81, that's Sean Hilkridge currently on pit road as they make their way through 1 and 2 here. This attack has been going on for a little bit now. As once again, down the back stretch they go. It's turns 3 and 4. So it is Daytona. It's the regular season finale. We've said it before. 80 laps tonight, halfway break at the end of lap number 40. So you're actually not going to be able to make it to the end on fuel for the stage. So if we go green all the way in the first half of the race, they're going to have to pit fuel under green. That's a bit of a key storyline to watch out for. The racetrack, the big time goes to Lindsay. He'll get passed here by a few cars. There's Connor Aswell on the track. It's down the backstretch they go. Aswell blocking both lanes here. Big block for Zane Rahman, middle of the pack. Cars are coming onto the racetrack here. Unable to avoid it now. Oh, cars going around. There's William Reagan. Oh my God. Huge hit into the wall for Reagan in the 36. All right. Cars down the backstretch. There's Vermont heading to 3 and 4. I don't know why the cars are sparking so much. Definitely interesting. Let's see. As once again, they make their way down this front stretch from Daytona. Currently, Richard Cherry is top of the board. As there's Zane Rahman hit the wall on pit road. All right, so just about 9 minutes to go here in this warm-up session. So, of course, once again, let's go over your points for tonight. Why not? There's your point situation. You got Clausen. He can lock himself in with the stage, getting decent points there. Connor Havarelli, he's only +3 to the cut line there. You can see William Reagan +18. He's pretty safe for the most part. Not completely locked in for William Reagan, but safer than others. Matt Grab, you can see -3 to the cut. Back there in 13th place in points. Mason Lindsay only -5 back. He could have a good day and maybe point his way in. Andrew Stacy back -10. Connor Aswell back -21. So that's your whole situation for points heading to the regular season finale tonight. All right. Car up the racetrack. That's John Butler on the wall. A little bit in that 09. Here's Ethan McMillan and Cole Clausen making their way down this front stretch at Daytona. All right. Have 8 minutes to go in this session so far. You can still see top of the board is Richard Cherry. your Xfinity Series regular season champion. Of course, locked it up last night in Daytona for Xfinity. Here's Andrew Stacy for some reason on the infield. So, of course, Daytona got... Oh, there's the jump. Daytona got completely, somewhat refreshed. Of course, there's no more back straightaway grass, so it's definitely a really weird look. Some of the other stuff got changed around as well. Side by side between Cameron Chandler and Matthew White here, heading back into 1 and 2. All right, as Eli Franklin is now in the booth here for tonight. So Eli, it's Daytona. This is the regular season finale. Still waiting on some more cars to come in here, but should be pretty interesting one tonight. The battle for the playoff bubble is really, really tight. Maybe what is your prediction? Do we maybe see changes throughout the playoffs, these top 12 in tonight's race?
I think we do tonight. Daytona, anybody has a chance. And early on, there's playoff cut line drivers. They have to play interesting. Like, really, Reagan, he's plus 18. He can't afford to get in a wreck and end his day early. He'll probably need, honestly, for him, I need to ride near the back. So at the end of the race, he knows what points-wise is, and he can, at the end, go for points, how much points he needs. And people like Connor Aswell, minus 21 behind, he needs to be on the offense. He needs to be up front, gets as much stage points as he can. So in the final stage, he has a chance of pulling his way in. And the cut line is like 3 points, I think it is. It's anybody's game. Tonight's race, Daytona's whatever points. The stage points will help a lot. The main thing is be there at the end and avoid the big one.
Yeah. Of course, the Xfinity race had an early caution about lap 8. What will we see tonight with these Cup cars? This should be a pretty interesting one all night long to follow.
Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting tonight. Xfinity last night, it was a couple cautions, but it was pretty clean. No real big one last night until they crossed on the finish line. It was a decent size back there. The Cup cars, if you make the wrong approach, everybody will spin tonight. So I think early on, most of these drivers will keep it conservative. We got a long race, 80 laps, 40 laps in stage 1. It's going to be a long one. I think early on first, until we get about 10 to go in the stage, hopefully they take it easy.
As they head down the backstretch here, oh, contact. Payson Lindsay and Cole Clausen almost get together there. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. All right. And here they come down the front straightaway, side by side. Bryce Benton, they're 3 wide on the apron. That's the 94 Birdman. All the way down low. Heading down this front stretch. Down the backstretch we go from the world's center of racing, Daytona International Speedway. Big block up there for Bryce Benton. He gets turned around. There goes the 9. Spinning to the infield. And going for a slide into the wall. Not too big a hit for Benton there, but he will go around in that 9 machine. Side by side, the contact being made between Hunsaker and Clausen. Into the wall hard goes the 99 of Lindsay and the 94 of C.J. Erdman. There's that 8 car of Cameron Chandler as well, the 81 of Sean Hilk, which he gets hit by Payson Lindsay. All right. About 3 minutes to go here in the warm-up session for the regular season finale in Daytona. And there's the 31 to run in Suarez. So another big thing we got to go talk about tonight is, anyone could point their way in that's in that playoff fight. You can think about maybe drivers above the cut line. Payson Lindsay could have a great shot. He won this exact race back in Season 3. So he has experience with the Cup Series win in Daytona before. And if he wins tonight and then Connor Havrilla scores, I don't know, even if he finishes like 8th or something, it's going to be Payson's playoff spot. So he's got a big shot. We talked to him earlier in the race, before the race, I should say, and he said he was going to be aggressive tonight. He's going to be going for it all, trying to make these playoffs. still on pit road. There's Rodriguez in the 11. Oh, big crash here coming off pit road. All right. Still about 2 minutes to go here in this warm-up session, as getting hit hard is the 96 of Andrew Stacy. On the racetrack goes that 96 machine of Stacy. 2 minutes to go before qualifying will get underway. Rodriguez currently on pit road. There's the 33 of Clarino. There's the 72, Connor Asbell. Of course, Connor Asbell's got to win this season, but still sits minus 21 of the cut line. One in Fontana. Hasn't been a great season since then. So, looks for... He almost won this race, actually, back in season number 2. Was leading on the final lap, and then it got turned around. And then ended up getting wrecked. So we're going to have to track your playoff cut line all day long. 32 points are up for grabs tonight. You got to win the stage, win the race, get 0x, and get the pole for those max points. Oh my God! Matthew White's going to the moon in that 7, upside down, and he's got Hunsicker coming. His teammate again send him to the moon. My goodness. Jesus. Oh, and he's not over yet. John Butler into the 7 car as well. Matthew White just took a bunch of horrible hits there. There's Hilkwich sitting. He definitely wants to sit here after the race stopped, celebrating a victory. The car's there on pit road. There's the 33 of Jacob Clarino going to the bathroom. Apparently, it's by the porta potty. So 20 seconds left to go. Oh my God! Again, that's Bryce Benton flipping now. Lord. All right. Wrapping it up here in Daytona. So just about do it for the warm-up session. Qualifying is coming up from the World Center of Racing tonight. Here we go. This is Daytona. For the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, let's get qualifying underway from the World Center of Racing. So, of course, like we mentioned earlier, just 1 lap of qualifying to be able to do. So it's 1 lap for pole position, best lap he got. Winner of the pole will get a bonus point. So the drivers like Pace and Lindsay, kind of Havrilla, they're definitely going to be hoping for that. Andrew Stacy, another one of them. It's a tight points battle going on. There's Andrew Stacy in the 96 rolling on track. This has also been a week of underdog winners. You look back, iCar's Zane Rahman goes to victory lane there, and then last night, Ryan Davis goes to victory lane in the Xfinity Series race for his first ever win. 2 back-to-back first ever wins. There's Jacob Clarino up the racetrack, heading to 3 and 4. Oh, he's in the wall in that 33. That's definitely going to hurt his run to green. Not what he wants to see. Here comes Bryce Benton. He's got a couple poles this season. He won the pole last week in Kansas after dominating the opening few laps of that one. Ended up actually not getting the greatest finish, though. Through 1 and 2 goes Benton in the 9. Down the backstretch he'll go. There is the 77. That's Braden Hunsicker. Through 3 and 4 he goes. Here is Cole Clausen coming to the line. Of course, he enters tonight 23 points to the good on the playoffs as an opportunity to lock himself in the first stage. There's the 50. That's Connor Heverl making his way through 1 and 2. Hunsicker, first one over the line. Benton is second, just barely behind Hunsicker. Colorino is now third. Top 3 cars, first 3 over the line. There's the 29 of Cherry. Hilkwich is P3 now. Look at the times. Pfeiffer goes 4th. Look at those times, top 4. How close they are. Here's Miles Davis coming down the front straightaway and across the line. And that 12th car actually filling in for Trenton Wilkin tonight. Also, you don't see Dylan Banks tonight. He's a Packers fan, and there's a Packers game tonight, and understandable. There's Brandon Pfeiffer. CJ Erdman on provisional pole. Remember back to Talladega last season, Talladega week. He won the pole for both trucks and Xfinity. We all of a sudden were insanely high on him winning poles at super speedways, and he's never won a Cup Series pole. Maybe till now. He's currently on provisional pole, but still drivers like Matthew White here in the 7. Across the line he's going to go. Your all-time poles leader through the grass a little bit for the 7 of White. Cherry is second.
Pole.
What? Provisional pole for the 7.
Extra lap.
Don't really know how he always does it. Here's Miles Davis across the line in the 12. Davis is 4th. Not a bad starting spot for him. Here comes Zane Ramon on the 1 on the track.
For the playoffs tonight, as of now, there is no Matt Grab tonight racing, so the playoff cut line opens up a little bit to 5 points for Conazville.
Yeah, I can confirm drivers you won't see tonight. Matt Grab, one of them, Dylan Banks, and Trenton Wilkin are some of them that you won't see tonight. Some of the series regulars.
Well, that helps Cole Clausen now, so now he's like plus 26 to 25 on the cut line, which really, at the end of stage 1, he doesn't really have to get any points. If people below the cut line don't get enough points, Cole Clausen will be locked in at the end of the night after stage 1, and he doesn't have to get stage points, which helps a lot for him.
Yeah, so here is your current pole sitter, Matthew White. Here comes Zane Ramon. I believe to start his lap time. I've got about 40 seconds to go here. There's the 96 of Andrew Stacy. There's 2 cars currently on times, I believe. Stacy makes his way through 3 and 4. He's on the bottom a little bit, getting a little bit loose down there. Stacy, now a very clean lap. He's coming up pit road. So the only one now left running is Zane Ramon. I mean, he does have a win this week. He won iCar. What a win that was. Such an impressive job for the one of Zane Ramon.
I don't know if he has enough time to make it back. He has about 10 seconds to make it all the way back.
Yeah, definitely not. So that'll mean it'll be another pole position for Matthew White. He just keeps racking them up. The all-time poles leader in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Also the all-time wins leader with 17. Actually, I'm sorry, 19. I don't know why I said 17. 19 career wins for Matthew White. 1 away from 20. He could get that tonight as we welcome you live to the season number 4 NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Daytona regular season finale. This is it for the regular season. It's Daytona. Here we go.
We'll say tonight, you were talking about Conazville being aggressive. P5 to start, great start for him. Chance to get in the playoffs, needs to get a lot of stage points. Good start for him. And the first car in the cut lines, Conazville, starting 17th. So as of now, Conazville getting a decent amount of points in stage 1 if it keeps going. And Conazville needs stage points as Payson Lindsay is also in the top 10. So Conazville needs to start moving up the field. I hope Payson Lindsay or Conazville gets in a wreck or starts falling back early on.
So let's go through your starting grid here in Daytona. Point situation so close. We'll be going over the playoffs real quick as well. Matthew White, again on pole. Having an impressive starting spot for CJ Erdman. Starts second. Richard Cherry third. Miles Davis going to be 4th. Connor Aswell, good starting spot in P5. He needs good points tonight. He needs basically max points. Then you got 6th, Lindsay, Hunsicker, Benton, Suarez, and Hilkwich rounding out your top 10 here from Daytona. This is it. It's the regular season finale tonight. We are live from the World Center of Racing. All right, real quick, let's go over your playoff grid entering tonight in Daytona. So, of course, there it is. Matthew White, of course, all the drivers locked in green are locked into the playoffs. So, of course, you got Cole Clausen plus 23 can lock himself in if he gets good stage points here in the first half. William Reagan can technically do that as well. Or no, he can't. I don't. Yes, he could, actually. He can. Connor Harville, though, that's the interesting one. Just plus 3 over the cut line at M. Then you got Payson Lindsay back -5. Andrew Stacy -10. Connor Asbell -21. That's going to be the big fight. I would say mostly between Havrilla, Lindsay, and maybe Stacy. It's going to be a long shot for Asbell. We'll see what he can do tonight, though. As we pace down the back straightaway, ready to check pit road speed this time by. The final race of the regular season, race number 17 of the Cup Series year. It happens, of course, like usual at Daytona. The 4th regular season championship race here at Daytona International Speedway. Playoffs start next week from Las Vegas. And here's our pole sitter, Matthew White, yet again. I mean, it feels like he wins the pole every other week. 5 wins this season, almost like 3 of them coming in the last 5 races. He has been insane after going 10 straight races without a win. I don't know what the 12 of Miles Davis is doing. Is they're going to come to check pit road speed. Davis has to. I don't know where CJ Erdman is. Where is CJ Erdman? What is CJ Erdman? He's doing, I don't know what he's doing on the pits right now. Something happening with that 94 cars. They come to check out pit boxes and pit road speed. So CJ Erdman currently not lined up on the grid. And you're gonna have to start from the pit lane, it looks like. That's interesting. Not really sure what's going on with the 94 car. As we come to 1 till the initial start of this race from Daytona. This is it, the regular season finale from the Daytona International Speedway tonight. I don't know what they're doing here. So Davis will actually move up a row. Erdman was supposed to be there, so it's kind of messing things up here. There is Erdman currently on the pits, so he's going to have to probably roll off the pits for the start of this race. I don't know what happened to him, but he's currently in pit road. On this day, remembering, of course, 9/11 happening 24 years ago. September 11, 2001. We remember that. Never forget. And we're going to race here in Daytona tonight. A lot of 9/11 paint schemes in the field as well. Remembering that. This is it! The regular season finale in Daytona. Here we go. This is the moment we have all been waiting for. The crowd is on their feet. The lights are on. It's the Daytona night race, but this one's special. The regular season finale will decide the playoffs tonight. Matthew White's going to lead the field to the green flag. We are racing in Daytona. Down the front straightaway, Miles Davis, of course, you saw in the opening lap, able to take the lead away. Payson Lindsay made an aggressive move, and Miles Davis is going to lead lap 1 here in Daytona. As they come down the front straightaway, you got Hunsaker working the outside lane, getting help from the 9 of Bryce Benson. They're outside, trying to make something work. As they head back into 1 and 2 here. Cars sparking as well. There's Matthew White going outside in front of his teammate Hunsicker. So it's going to be interesting to see if drivers like Matthew White, maybe they ride around a little bit. Of course, he's got nothing to lose tonight. He's the regular season champion. He's literally nothing to lose. Locked into the playoffs, of course. Just looking for a win tonight. Set himself up with even more playoff points at Las Vegas for the playoff opener. Miles Davis, though, still leading here in Daytona for the regular season finale coming to lap 3. Pace and Lindsay on the bumper, that 12 car. Richard Cherry lined up there third in line. And right now, Connor Havrilla currently running in 16th, and Pace and Lindsay currently running in 2nd. Lindsay would beat Havrilla if things finished like this. Cherry now, big shove from Connor Asville outside. They're going to go side by side down this back straightaway. Big shove for that 29 of Cherry. He is clear for the lead. We'll see if he goes down. Asbel all over his back bumper. Matthew White lined up there in line on the 7 car. Asbel has a little bit of nose damage as well. We know he's going to go for it tonight. Needs a very good day to even have a chance at the playoffs. To lap 4 we go. Richard Cherry is going to lead this lap. To the inside, though, goes Connor Asbel. Got no help behind. We'll see how this works out. He's going to fall a little bit further back, heading back into 1 and 2. Third in line there on the outside is the 77 of Hunsicker. Then I got Sean Hillquich, who was just locked into the playoffs. Same thing with the 71 of Cole Clausen, looking to lock himself inside. The inside is really falling back. Clarino is going to go down low. Connor Eswell's got nose damage, probably slowing that line down pretty well. It's the 80 of Giesbredt up the track, the 50. That's Connor Havrilla. A lot of sparks going on here. As Richard Cherry leads the pack off turn number 4. Big block. Connor Havrilla really making his way through the fields. He's got to do that. Needs good stage points to try to keep it in line as we come to lap 5 in Daytona. Back at a 1 and 2 from the World Center of Racing. Inside forming up. You still need more cars. A lot of cars stuck on the outside lane here. We'll see. There's Cameron Chandler going low now. Dropping down low is Matthew White, Cherry, Hunsicker, and Hillquich. Outside now being led by the 71 of Clausen. To the outside of Hillquich, there is Chandler trying to make something work. He's outside. Connor Asbel looking to go with him maybe. They're outside. There goes Hunsicker up top. Trying to get around maybe his teammate Matthew White as Hillquich works down low. Matthew White all over the back bumper of the 29 of Cherry. Got to be careful. Doesn't want to maybe overheat his engine like he did in the iCar race where he blew up. And it's not as easy to do in the next gen as it is in Xfinity and ARCA for the most part. But it still is possible. Hunsicker push outside from Cameron Chandler. These cars are sparking so much. I don't know why. This never was an issue at Daytona. I guess with the new update, for some reason, really an issue. Big shove outside. Here comes Braden Hunsicker looking to take the lead. He'll pull inside and clear on Richard Cherry. Now outside being shoved by Connor Asbel is that 8 car of Cameron Chandler. Chandler's has had a good year, but he only has 1 win this season, which is definitely pretty surprising. Happened in Bristol. Maybe for his 2nd win of the season, trying to lock up 2nd in points as well. Which would be awarding him 10 playoff points. Big shove inside from Richard Cherry to the 77 of Braden Hunsicker. Clear, maybe about 4 or so cars in the inside lane. Now, Matthew Wood going outside with Sean Hillquich. They're definitely being really aggressive early in the race. I mean, Matthew White, of course, locked up the regular season title. Hillquich is locked into the playoffs. Same thing with Chandler. Now to the inside goes that 7 of White. Same thing with Chandler. They're going for it early on in this race. Got really nothing to lose. All to gain. A playoff point in the stage would be helpful as well. Or if playoff points determine your seeding in the playoffs. Outside maybe getting a little bit deformed with Sean Hilquich in the 81 leading that line. He's falling on back. He's got Connor Asbell there as the 70 of McMillan lined up with his teammate. The 71 of Cole Clausen. Brandon Pfeiffer lined up there as well. Max DeFilippi, Zane Roman, and Diego Rodriguez. Of course, the 11 is out of playoff contention. Too far back in the points. They race a little bit back there. Andrew Stacy currently running outside the top 15 right now. Also, Bryce Benson there in the 9. In that 9 machine, currently running at 14th. Haven't really seen him so far tonight. 9 laps into Daytona. See Connor Havrilla there lined up 5th place. He started outside the top 15. Really, though, gaining spots early on in this race. Whereas Payson Lindsay was up here. He was getting worried for a second. Lindsay back to 10th. Outside now being led by Miles Davis in the 12th. There's Havrilla up the block. That run coming from the 12 of Davis. He gives him a shove a little bit down this front stretch yet again. Where's Cherry going to go? Thinks about it for a second. They kind of check up here outside with Hilquich and Asbell. Same thing with Ethan McMillan and the 71 of Cole Clausen. MNF Racing has a win here in Daytona in the Cup Series. Happened with Landon Fish back in season number 1 in this race. Of course, former winners in this race are definitely drivers that you don't typically see in Victory Lane. It was Landon Fish going to Victory Lane in Daytona here in season 1 for the reg season finale. Season number 2 was Gio Turpin, who turned around Connor Asbell coming to the line. Season number 3 last season was Payson Lindsay getting his first career win. And Payson Lindsay needs to recreate that kind of magic if he wants to be in the playoffs tonight. 10 laps complete in Daytona. Still about 31 to go to the halfway break. They don't have enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage as well. You got to have maybe 25 or 30 to the good. So it gives you about maybe 10 or 12 laps short. 10 or 12 laps short. That's going to be our fuel window. So they will have to pit if we stay green to the end of the stage. If we get a caution flag, maybe in like 20 or so laps, and maybe have a short run to the end of the stage, we'll be okay. They'll have to just come down here and under caution like they would anyways and fuel up. And they'll be good. Here is Logan Giesbrett, who almost trying to block outside the 50 of Havrilla. Logan was actually in contention for the playoffs early in the season. Unfortunately, just bad races, a lot of DNFs piled up, put him out of contention a while ago. And he just looks to finish off his season strong.
Leaders here catching up with Steve Ehrman about 10 seconds ahead now. He's now exiting up next to turn 2. Probably the next lap or 2 they'll catch him. Wonder if he'll stay low or get out people's way here, go to the high line.
Yeah, of course the draft here in Daytona, the lead pack, it's going to be so much quicker than a single car running like CJ Urban is. Side by side here, a little bit snaky back there with, as Cole Clausen almost checks up with Brandon Pfeiffer. That could have been an accident happening, but luckily they all keep it going. And Stacey working the low line as well. There's Ryan Suarez in the middle of this pack, trying to make something happen. Still, though, leading the pack is the 7 of White. Retook the lead. It's been a pretty competitive race all day long. More competitive than I would remember with this Gen 7 cars. CJ Urban going to move out of the way of these leaders. They're coming way too quick. Nothing you're going to really do other than that. Just going to have to hope he gets caution soon and gets the free pass. Move outside. Talking about a caution, they're getting really aggressive in the outside lane. There is Miles Davis, the back bumper of Connor Havrilla. Leading the line is Jacob Clarino. He's a little bit loose down this backstretch. A little bit unstable. Havrilla drops in line down low. Doesn't really like what he's seeing. He's got to play it. I mean, this is the issue with Havrilla. He's only +3 entering this race. Got to play it conservative, but also has to go for points. So doesn't want to wreck the race car, but he can't not score points either. It's really, really going to be a tough day for him.
The guy right behind him is the guy he's racing with, the 99. So for him, it'd probably be, if the 99's on offense, he needs to be on offense. The 99's on defense, he's laying back. He'd probably lay back with it. So it's a game of who is going to get on offense fast enough, and if the 99 can take advantage of a lane go faster and the 50 not be able to go with him.
Yeah, of course, entering this race, the gap between them was +5 over Lindsay for Connor Havrilla. So if Payson Lindsay maybe finishes 4th in the stage, 4th in the stage, and Havrilla gets no stage points, he would be ahead of him in the playoffs. That's just how quickly things could change. So that's what Havrilla needs to avoid. He's got to finish ahead of him in the stage and the race, and he should be all right.
And for people watching, there is no win-in. It's all based off a point system. So even if Connor Aswell, here's like 21 back, wins this race, but the 50 does well, then Connor Aswell probably won't make the playoffs based off because there's no winning in, which I think I kind of like in iRacing leagues. It shows you have to be consistent all year round.
Yeah, I mean, if you had winner you're in, Connor Asbell would be locked into the playoffs, but realistically now he's minus 21 and has a pretty slim chance of actually making it. So that's what that no winner in system does. That got implemented back in Season 2, after Season 1 had the winner in. No winner in for the playoffs either anymore. That was taken away this season, as they're getting a little bit dicey back here. The 33 of Jacob Clarino in the outside lane, side by side with Richard Cherry. Still leading that high line. It's been a little bit calm top 3 or so. Single file between the 7 of White, the 8 of Chandler, and the 77 of Hunsicker. I mean, we have seen unexpected underdog winners in this race 3 straight seasons. And all 3 manufacturers have won. Ford won the first Season 1 race here. The regular season finale. Toyota won the second one. And Chevrolet won last season with Pace and Lindsay. Ooh, outside. Cherry trying to block the run from Clarino. Able to not really do that too well. Clarino is getting shoved by Miles Davis in the 12. Continues to make hay. You also got Ethan McMillan up there running in 9th. He's had a good day so far. Same thing with his teammate Cole Clausen right behind him. There was a little bit of a stack up in the initial start, if you saw it. Some cars got a little bit of nose damage, most notably Ethan McMillan. Oh my God! Ron Suarez, we got a car spinning in the back straightaway. There goes the 98 of Brandon Pfeiffer around. Caution is out for the first time in Daytona. Pfeiffer gonna go around. Let's take a look at what happens. Single car incident somehow, some way. That could have been so much worse. The first caution of the night is out. Let's take a look. So down the back stretch they go. Ron Suarez making an aggressive move. Oh, he just falls in line and misjudges that one completely. He apologized over the radio, and around goes Brandon Pfeiffer. I mean, I don't think it was intentional or anything. I think just pretty much a mistake for the 31 of Suarez trying to get in line. Unfortunately, misjudges that one, bringing out the first caution in lap 17. Luckily, I mean, somehow, some way, no one else involved in that one. That was actually impressive, riding along with Suarez.
Very impressive. And CJ Ehrman lucky to get a caution here, get back on the lead lap, and we're at the point where people can pit now and hopefully make it to end stage on field here.
One more angle. We're going to look from the blimp before we have to go to pit stops. Here from the blimp with Pfeiffer. Of course, they're going to, I think, be able to make it again on field. This definitely saved them, like I was talking about. Yeah, just so unfortunate there for Brandon Pfeiffer. Not what he wants to see. Oh, my God, Diego Rodriguez. That was close. After pit stops, we're going to try to take a look at what happened there with Rodriguez.
And also, if they turn tires, they matter, but 18 laps in, they don't really matter. So, interesting to see a strategy here. Fuel only, do you take 2 tires? Do you take 4 tires? I expect most people to take fuel only, maybe 2 tires for some people. But later on in this race, if you get to end of stage 1 and no one's took tires, people taking tires be able to move around a lot more, but you risk giving up a lot of positions for tires.
Right along real quick for Rodriguez. Pit stops are coming up. See how he got through this accident. There's, of course, 31 misjudging. Watch this. Whoa! My goodness. That was really close. All right, pit stops are happening right now. Here come your leaders down pit road. I would assume fuel only for most of them. And here comes Matthew White to his #1 pit stall. Car's staying out. This Urban getting his free pass. Everyone on pit road. Fuel only for Matthew White. He's going to roll off first. Second going to be 8 of Chandler. Third, Hunsicker. Fourth, Cherry. Fifth, how about Logan Giesbrecht? 6th is going to be Cole Clausen. 7th, Clarino. 8th, Miles Davis. 9th, Rodriguez. And 10th, Andrew Stacy. So nobody was actually damaged at all in the accident. I mean, I'm still shocked. You saw the angles. Somehow, someway, no one gets any damage from that. No one hit anything. It was just the 98 of Pfeiffer getting spun around all by himself and spinning, not hitting the wall either. Matthew White, your current leader. They're going to come to the shoes this time. Will restart in lap 21 with 20 to go to the halfway break. They're going to be good on fuel now after topping off for the end of the stage. Reset the tires sitting on pit. Tires don't mean a whole lot here in Daytona, but it's still nice to have them. All right, we are 19 laps into the Daytona race. First caution of the night comes out with a single car spin from Brandon Pfeiffer in the middle of the pack. Somehow everyone avoids him. I'm so impressed. That could have been really, really bad. All right, we're going to come to the shoes this time by. We'll see how the shoes works with this Cup car. We saw some drivers choosing outside in the iCar race. A lot of drivers, the inside lane was dominant in the Xfinity race. We'll see what happens this time. Here comes Matthew White coming to the shoes. Chandler behind him. We'll see maybe if teammates go nose to tail. Hunsicker and White. And they will. Is Shearer going to go low? Chandler will take the front row. Hunsicker going to be on his bumper. Back here the shoes. Out of inside, a couple cars, actually 4 cars going outside there. That'll move up Hillquich a lot. Probably a lot of team gains going on. See Ethan McMillan back here. There's everyone catching up, and there's your leader, White. Going to restart here on lap 21. Lights are starting to come on here in Daytona. Regular season finale is, of course, live 20 laps in. So you could be watching the truck race, the boring Bristol truck race. I would recommend not doing that. I'd recommend watching our regular season finale tonight.
We'll say after that opening wreck there, helped Connor as well. He got on the open restart, big checkup. He got a decent amount of front end damage, and when he took the lead on the outside, that damage really hurt him and pushed the outside line back when he was in the lead. So he does go to the back because of repair damages, but now when he starts moving up through the field, he's probably going to be able now to lead the outside line or inside line, whatever lane he decides to, if he gets in the lead for, and hold it and not lose time because of the air.
All right. Here we go, ready for the restart in Daytona. Going to be on lap 21 with 20 laps to go before the halfway break. Matthew White, Cameron Chandler on the front row. Pace car is in, and we are now going to come through the new United Rentals restart zone and back underway in Daytona. Good restart for White. He's clear of Chandler. Third back in line, that's Braden Hunsicker in the 77. Now nearly fully darkness here in Daytona. Ooh, what an aggressive move from Miles Davis. Right ahead of Andrew Stacy. I don't think Andrew's going to be very happy with him. I wouldn't either. As they head back into 1 and 2. And down this backstretch. Inside lane got a really, really good restart here. Outside falling back, now being led by Logan Giesbrecht. He's going to fall back in line. Payson Lindsay now on the outside with Ron and Suarez. There's Connor Havrilla going up top. He knows he needs stage points. Going to have to fall back in line now. Still, though, got Payson Lindsay in the 99 out of contention for stage points. Havrilla currently runs in 9th. Side by side now with the 9 of Bryce Benson, his teammate. Ronan Suarez next. Steve Levy back there as well. Same thing with Sean Hillquich. There's 81 of Hillquich all up the racetrack. So if both Havrilla and Lindsay both don't score stage points here, nothing's going to change in the playoffs. Havrilla currently runs 9th, so he would score 2. And he's going to jump in front of the 80 of Giesbrecht here. Yeah, the battle we're going to be watching most closely is going to be between Haverilla and Lindsay, of course, tonight. I would still keep an eye on Andrew Stacy as well. Maybe Connor Aswell, he currently runs 23rd in the 72 car.
And also, if them two drivers don't get stage points, they'll lock Cole Clausen into the playoffs, and it'll be basically almost virgin possible. Braley and Reagan basically be locked in if them two don't get stage points, and Millie and Reagan also doesn't.
Matthew White currently leading back into 3 and 4. Cole Clausen right now in 5th. Score 6 stage points with this. I do think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that would be enough to maybe lock himself in.
Yeah, that'll probably lock him in. That'll give him like a 29-point buff to go to the final stage.
Because you only, after that, you can only score another 20 points. So if you're plus, with the 0x the pole, if you're plus 22, I think you're going to be good. You're safe of 0x and the race points. So if Cole Clausen finishes like this in the stage, he'll lock himself into the playoffs for the 4th consecutive season.
And also, if it finishes like this, Connor Aswell will be more than 20 points back. So no matter what, if he doesn't get any stage points, nothing else happens. No matter if he wins or not, he'll be eliminated from the playoff contention. So Aswell still got a decent amount of laps to go to stage 1, but he wants a chance. He needs to start seeing him moving up through the field.
Yeah, Connor Aswell still now 21st position. He's on the outside. He's got to go. 25 laps complete in Daytona. Matthew White, current leader. Cameron Chandler actually has a big front nose damage, as you can see in the A car. Don't know how much that's affecting him. You can see it a little better from this angle. He's pushing the 7 down this back straightaway. Outside is coming with Connor Havrilla and the 81 of Sean Hillquist. They have got momentum, a big run in 3 and 4. What's the 29 of Cherry going to do? They're too much to block from now. Ooh, a little bit loose there for Havrilla. He knows he's got to go to score stage points, but he also doesn't want to get that thing torn up. The last thing he needs to do here. He's got a big run. Hillquist has been on his bumper, shoving him through the corners and down the straights. Matthew White going to make a big block up to the outside. How much will Havrilla lift? He lifts a little bit for him as they push their way down this back straightaway. Will Havrilla elect the drop low now? Matthew White's going to go to the low side. Here comes Connor Havrilla, the outside lane, looking to take the lead away here. Exactly what Payson Lindsay does not want to see, with Payson running outside the top 10. Havrilla outside trying to side draft Cameron Chandler. Matthew White still working in that low side. White, big block up outside. Who thinks better of it? Going to block down low in front of Cameron Chandler again. Inside lane now, momentum happening with Cameron Chandler and Braden Hunsaker. And Suarez there in the 31. Bryce Benton in the 9 lined up. We'll see them probably get more and more aggressive as this stage continues to wind on. Momentum coming for the 50 of Havrilla outside. Sean Hillquist, he's been a loyal pusher for a few laps now. Ooh's Cherry kind of dropping out of line run, and Suarez there in the 31 as well. Suarez, of course, caused that first accident. Now we got the 7 of Matthew White. Big block up outside with Havrilla. Havrilla's got to check up a little bit. You see flame is coming out of the pipes from Sean Hillquist, also out of the gas. Now inside, here comes Cameron Chandler. A big shove from Matthew White's teammate, Braden Hunsaker. All the way down low. Cameron Chandler will take the lead here. Oh, Bryce Benson being split 3 wide middle by Clarino. They're getting dicey here. The 81 of Sean Hillquist there, 3 wide down the front straightaway. Matthew White and Connor Havrilla both falling back. Ooh, Havrilla's got to be careful here. He's still now middle of 3. Exactly the place he doesn't want to be. Sean Hillquist now moving up. And the wall goes Ryan Suarez in the 31. Oh, that would have been a very stupid move. Thank God he doesn't make that. Matthew White falling back through the field. Got really no help. He's going to fall back in line. That was dicey. And now Cameron Chandler takes the lead in Daytona. Richard Cherry outside. There's Cole Clausen running in fourth. Cole Clausen got a really good shot to lock himself to the playoffs at the end of this stage. That would just leave one playoff spot up for grabs. Or it would leave two, I should say. William Reagan is currently running 23rd, so he would not be able to lock himself in just yet. Ooh, Hunsaker now, will he elect to block the 81 of Hillquich? Hillquich, good momentum, pacing Lindsay out of the line down the backstretch. Big push from Connor Havrilla to Sean Hillquich, maybe repaying the favor from before. And here comes the 81 of Hillquich outside of Cameron Chandler, coming to 10 to go in the stage. Hillquich already locked into the playoffs, of course, now gonna lead this lap and he'll block down low to control this race. It's been so close to a lot of wins this season. Remember, most notably Indianapolis leading with under 20 laps to go. Fortunately, just lost speed at the end on the long run. Once again, pushing down the back straightaway. Matthew White back in this battle. They shove with the 8-9 of Benson. Outside 3 wide on the top with no help is Ron Suarez. He's been trying to do that. Well, now you got Payson Lindsay going with him. He's getting shoved up by Ethan McMillan. Still middle of 3. And he's going to have no one going with him now. He'll fall way back if he can't find a place in line. Here comes Cameron Chandler now being shoved by Connor Havrilla. Back up outside. Side by side for the lead of this race. Big shove for the Cameron Chandler. He'll clear down low yet again on Hillquich. Hillquich pushing him. Ooh, they're up the racetrack now. Hillquich trying to get up there. He'll get in front of Havrilla just barely, though, and he's back outside of Chandler. Sorry about that. Havrilla now almost makes it 3 wide. He's on his bumper. Ooh, Hillquich falling back. Oh, he's getting turned! Hillquich goes around, collects the 7 of White, crashing is the 71 of Cole Clausen. It's the big one in Daytona. Caution is out. A huge crash through 3 and 4. Clausen involved. Lindsay has damage. Ehrman is spun. The 81 of Hillquich got big damage. Andrew Stacy involved as well. Huge wreck. Multiple cars involved. It's the big one. Happens on lap 33 in Daytona. And it all started with Sean Hillquich getting turned around. Let's take a look. What happened to bring out this caution? Outside there. So, let's see. It was Cherry. Oh, Cherry just comes up and turns it. And nowhere to go. Collects Matthew White hard on the wall. Ethan McMillan as well gets pretty good damage. Cole Clausen getting spun around. Same thing with Connor Asbell in the 72. Big crash here. Max DeFilippi got a little bit of damage. There is the 71 of Cole Clausen with big damage. Let's look from the blimp to see a whole big picture of this.
Well, it looks like after this crash, Ron Suarez and Ethan McMillan will be the only ones that probably be done. They're still riding around, but their wheels are stuck, so looks like their nights will probably be done. But it seems like everybody else that was involved is still going to be racing tonight.
Matthew White's got pretty significant damage, though. They'll pile it up down to the inside. Payson Lindsay, let's ride along with him here in the 99 car. See how he navigated, see how he went through this accident and got involved. Riding with Payson. But of course, I don't know if it was neck code or what, but Cherry just turns around 81 of Sean Hillquich, and there they go. Oh, big hit there. See McMillan crashing. You can see 70. There's the 72. Connor Aswell piling, and the 7 of Matthew White. 13. Max DeFilippi as well. Massive crash. Let's now riding along with the 71 of Cole Clausen. Was running inside the top 5, had a chance to lock himself into the playoffs. This is not what he wants to see. At the front of the pit, yeah, just, I don't know, turns him. Just barely getting caught up in it is Cole Clausen. Oh. There's his teammate McMillan. He's had bad luck all season long. He is pretty torn up and probably done for the day. John Butler being scored one lap down. I don't know if he was involved in that crash. I don't think he was. But man, what an accident it was. You can see cars currently on pit road. There's Cole Clausen, big damage. John Butler as well. So many cars on pit road right now. There's Cameron Chandler, your current leader. The big one strikes here on lap 32 in Daytona.
We'll say for the playoff cut line, Connor Avila plus 3 coming in. The one of the guys that made it through of the wreck. Now he's in third. And everybody else below that cut line is outside the top 10. With coming up to the 5 to go to end the stage. So big break for Connor Avila. Get some stage points. Open up a bigger gap for the cut line going to the final stage.
Yeah, so we will have a maybe 4 or so lap shootout for the stage here. 4 or 5 lap shootout. There is Hilquich. I mean, got pretty decent damage. Same thing with Cole Clausen. I don't think it's going to be race ending. Maybe for the 70 of McMillan. It's the one that I've seen most torn up for that one.
Yeah, 70. I think it looks like Ron Suarez would be done tonight.
Matthew White, I'm not sure. He took a pretty good hit. There's Max DiFilippi rolling off the pits. Here come the leaders. There's Cole Clausen currently on pit road. We're probably going to see cars all of a sudden roll off. There comes Clausen. Leaders are going to come to the shoes, I think, this time by yes. Shoes. As the inside goes Chandler outside Hunsaker. A couple cars going inside here. Shoes on back. As drivers rolling off, there's Ron and Suarez still on pit road. Same thing with Ethan McMillan, the only 2 remaining on the pits as everyone rolls off behind him. I mean, it's pretty bad damage for Matthew White. I think he's the most damaged car that isn't Suarez or McMillan, which are those 2 probably out of the race. Man, what a crash.
Yeah. But we'll say the cars that did wreck will have a break because they repaired some of the damage there, and they'll have to be able to repair the damage in a couple laps at the end of the stage. And no matter how slow they are, probably they can probably stay on the lead lap just behind around, not even in the lead pack.
Yeah, that's definitely going to help them because the stage, we're going to restart here with 5 to go in the stage. I mean, it was just weird. I don't know if it was netcode or what. Cheery just runs up the racetrack and turns Sean Hilquich around. So not really sure what the cause that one was. All right. So restarting now, going to be 5 to go in the stage. Got drivers like Connor Averill up here running in 4th. He's got a shot if they're going to line. The car's going to go single file here. We're catching back up. There's a 7 of Matthew White. Matthew White's really torn up. He was on the wall pretty good there. All right, here we go for the restart. Working the second caution of the night happens with the big one. We're going to have 5 laps to go to the stage. If we don't get a caution right away, this would probably end the stage, as we're going to come back under green. 5 to go to the halfway break. The restart for Cameron Chandler, but outside's got help. Hunsaker actually goes in line behind the 8 of Chandler. Now you got Bryce Benson leading the outside lane. Brandon Pfeiffer, I haven't seen him up here all day long, on his bumper. As they made the roof through 1 and 2. How conservative or maybe aggressive are they going to be? Big one just struck under that last caution flag. Matthew White losing the giraffe back there in that 7 car. He's got pretty significant damage. Your pole setter definitely not what he wanted to see. Cameron Chandler leading this line. He's got really bad nose damage, so I don't know how much that's affecting him leading the race. Coming to 4 to go in the stage. Outside, there goes Connor Averilla. He's going for it all, going for the stage win to give himself a nice buffer. But look back, Andrew Stacey currently runs 11th. He is still up here. Payson Lindsay is still in contention as well. Here, though, comes Haberlo leading the top. Might have help from Bryce Benson. They got to line back up and push each other down this backstretch. We'll see the push. They're falling back here, backing up Pfeiffer, which backs up to Zane Rahman. Big shove all around, 3 wide. Oh! Rodriguez in the wall. He collects his teammate. The 80 of Giesbrecht. Caution is out again. And this will end the stage. Around goes Diego Rodriguez, collecting with the 80 of Logan Giesbrecht. This will end the stage. It'll be Chandler, Hunsicker, Davis, Havrilla, Clarino, Benton, Pfeiffer, Reagan, Rahman, and Stacy. There was 4 to go. There has to be 4 to go, 4 or less laps to go to end the stage. That's what's happening here. Stage is over. This will be the halfway break. Let's take a look. All right, just gets big stack up there. Around goes the 80, the 11. All right, let's take another. Let's ride along here with the 80 of Logan Giesbrecht. Of course, this is the stage break, technically. So outside, there goes Hillquich. Oh yeah, into the wall they go. Just nowhere to go for Logan Giesbrecht there. Taking him out, bringing out the caution. Actually, they're going to come around a pit this time by... This is actually not the stage. I'm mistaken. This isn't the stage, technically, I don't think. Or is
Have
it?
go 1 lap shootout.
Alright, this is not the stage. I'm sorry. This is not the stage. So we're going to have one lap shootout to end it. Bryce Benton is pitting here. That's interesting. Maybe going to stay out. Maybe some drivers pitting now. Maybe going to stay out the stage here. It's only in 1 lap.
Yeah, it probably could. I can see that because possibly really feels either way if you pit now at the end of the stage, it's still a one-stop race. So people flipping the stage here, people that 1 locked in the playoffs or 2 out a little too far back for stage points or really don't need stage points here, going for the flip the stage, get feel now and then go front at the end of the stage when the leaders pit.
Well, is this the stage or is it not? We're gonna do 1 lap. Well, it's lap 40. We're gonna. This is not a good time to caution at all. This is horrible. So, this was lap 38 would be okay. We're coming to the choose, which is, but that's lap 40. That's one to go to the stage. That means they're just going to have to run around. So this, I don't know.
Well, they already pitted, so I don't know if they give with those stage points. Who knows? It might be best to just do a 1 lap shootout here, to do 1 extra lap, and then we'll go back green.
The issue is, our scoring, typing and scoring for the points and all that, it's automated and would really not work out here. So I think we're just going to unfortunately have to end the stage here under caution. I have a mix-up here. So we're going to come across the line. We're going to run another lap. Yes, okay, so Matthew White did it. Thank you, Matthew. So a bit of confusion here. We've got a car pitting for some reason. These are cars that don't need stage points that are coming up here right here. So bit of confusion. It's the weird timed caution flag. Timing and scoring thought we would be able to make it. We're coming to 1 to go on the stage. We're just going to end it under caution here. So cars pit. There comes Matthew White coming off pit road. So as they cycle back around, let's give you your stage order here. Nice and easy. Going to be Cameron Chandler getting a green-white checker flag here. He's going to win the stage, get a playoff point. Hunsicker will be 2nd. Havrilla going to be P3. That is huge for Connor Havrilla. That is going to be a good buffer now as Clarino ends up 4th. Reagan in P5. That is also really big for William Reagan. So I believe William Reagan, I don't know. Is he able to lock himself into the playoffs now? He might be.
I know Cole Clausen is locked himself in. William Reagan, I'll do some quick math real quick, but at this point, he's basically locked in unless he wrecks out at this point.
So the final playoff spot should most likely be between Connor Havrilla, or now Andrew Stacy, of course. So Havrilla's going to get 8 playoff points. Stacy, he's going to get 5.
It's gonna be a 10-point. It's gonna be a 10-point buffer between Connor Havrilla and Payson Lindsay.
And then between him and Stacy, what is?
Well, no, I did that wrong. Stacy's gonna get the 3 points. So Payson Lindsay is 8 points. Connor Havrilla will be, looks like maybe 11 ahead. Have 11-point buffer to the next guy. I will say, since stage 1's over, Connor Havrilla will be eliminated from the playoffs, since he's going to get 1 point and he won't make up any points to Connor Havrilla. So he will sadly be eliminated tonight, no matter how the rest of the race goes for him tonight. And the only people paying attention is Connor Havrilla. So it looks like that final playoff spot's the only one available for Connor Havrilla, Payson Lindsay, and Andrew Stacy will be going for 1 spot.
Ooh, there's a car pitting. I don't know why Jacob Clarino is coming out of pit road. It's not the right time to do that. But to the green and white checkered flag they go. It'll be Chandler, Hunsicker. I don't know why Clarino is pitting. He still gets the point in 5th. 6th, Stacy, as they come across the line. So now they're going to have to come to pit this time by. It's going to be really weird. We've never had this situation where caution comes out with 4 to go. It kind of got messed up. Then we have to run long, so we get to the end of the stage to get the points all sorted out. So it's not really a good situation because we run so many laps under caution now.
So it looks like looks like it's got an 11-point gap to Payson Lindsay. And Andrew Stacy, it looks like it's going to be around 13. So Payson Connor has about a 10-point buffer going to the final stage. So really, if I'm him, I'll probably ride near the back most of the stage. And if near the end of 5 and 7 to go, if Payson Lindsay or Andrew Stacy is up front, I'll maybe start making my way forward. Because really, he needs to run at maybe finish about 12th, then he should make the playoffs.
That is really good news, though, for Connor Havrilla. That has got to be an absolute relief. I mean, it's not obviously locked in yet. Anything could happen at Daytona. But still definitely really good job finishing 3rd in the stage and getting a good buffer now on Payson Lindsay. Payson Lindsay now, how much will the aggression ramp up? I talked to him earlier before the race. He said he was going to be really aggressive all day long. He'd be going for it all night. So what will we see out of him? As now we're going to come to pit, finally. Leaders will come to cycle to pit road. And we'll choose the next time around. Then we'll go back green, finally, for the second half.
And Bryce Spencer will take the lead because he pitted right as soon as pit road opened.
So we'll see if drivers elect to take tires here. You haven't taken tires all day long. Not like you need them or anything. Ooh, Cameron Chandler has to back up through his pit stall. Here's Connor Asbell. So that whole weird thing, cars that pitted, staying out now. Here comes Andrew Stacy rolling off. Tires are being taken by Matthew White. Cameron Chandler, I believe, repairing his damage, also took tires. So this is going to be a whole flip-flopped field now. So it's going to be Benton, Rodriguez, Davis, Pfeiffer, Lindsay, DeFilippi, Clarino, Stacy, and Hunsicker. Hunsicker and Havrilla your top 10. Because Matthew White, of course, repairing damage there. And same thing with the aid of Cameron Chandler. He saw that front-end damage. He's going to elect to repair it here. There's Logan Giesbrett. He's had so many races in a row now where he scored 0 points. This is probably going to be another one. We'll come around to the choose this time. So a very, very long halfway break because of the caution that came out with 4 to go. This is the bad thing that happens because we got to run so many laps under yellow to be able to get the stage done. So we're finally going to come to 1 to go, restart on lap 44. So Payson Lindsay, he's got to finish. So if Payson Lindsay wins, hang on. So we come to the shoes. You can see everyone choosing back here. Outside, 3 cars go outside. There's Havrilla currently in 10th. So we kind of come on 1 to go. As cars roll off, there comes Matthew White, still with pretty significant damage.
Yeah, people like Andrew Stacy and Payson Lindsay here need to be on the offense here. I feel like for them at this point, it's going to be have to get a win and hope that Connor Asrilla has a issue or gets involved in a wreck. Because at this point, as long as Connor Asrilla finishes inside like the top 12 to 10, then he's basically locked in.
Yeah, so if Connor Havrilla, so if Payson Lindsay somehow wins this race and Connor Havrilla finishes like 15th, then Payson Lindsay would be in.
Yes, I'm calling Australia here. I'm just going to ride around and avoid all the wrecks. Stay in the lead pack, of course, because this thing goes green, make green flag pit stop. You can't afford to lose the draft and take a chance of losing the lap. But if I'm calling Australia, I'm taking my time. I'm just going to ride back at the main pack and hope, one, it goes green. But also, if you get a big one, and I'll just say Payson Lindsay, all of them miss it, and there's like 13 cars left, he could be clinched by then.
All right. So that's the whole point situation in this final stage in Daytona, the final stage of the regular season. Here we go. Pace car is in. Bryce Benton, how about Diego Rodriguez on the front row here for this restart? Back underway in the second half in Daytona. Benton, good start in the inside lane. You got Miles Davis behind him. A lot of damage repair happened under the caution flag there under the halfway break as they head their way through 1 and 2. Down the backstretch they go. Big shove from the inside lane. Benton, now your leader, of course, staying out because he pitted before, and just it's a whole mess of a situation because of the whole incident where the stage caution came out, or the caution came out, which that ended the stage, but we had to run around like 3 laps under yellow to actually end the stage. Here's outside, Miles Davis. Big shove now from Diego Rodriguez looking to take the lead in Daytona. Ooh, as Braden Hunsicker goes outside to try to make something work. Miles Davis, your new leader. Rodriguez to the outside aggressively. Diego Rodriguez actually has the Daytona 500 pole to his credit. Oh, as Havrilla almost blocked his fellow Connor friend, Connor Asbell. And, of course, Connor Asbell now is eliminated from the playoffs. Officially. So I'll just go for the win now. Brandon Piper now pushing Diego Rodriguez to the lead here in Daytona. .35 laps to go in the regular season finale in Daytona. Outside now being led by the repair to Cameron Chandler. Bryce Benton falling all the way back to 7th here. He's had a pretty quiet night, really hasn't had the race contending speed up front.
Yeah, it seems like Matthew White has lost the league pack. Damage looks like it's been hurting him tonight and it's lost the league pack. So unless we get a lot of caution speed, it has a chance to repair all the damage. Looks like his night for a win is close to the over.
Yeah, unfortunate though for the 7 of White. Won the pole for this race here regular season champion. He's been absolutely on fire lately. This has just been an abysmal Daytona week. He blew up in the iCar race. He had an engine mechanical issue in the Xfinity race as well, and now got caught up in that big one that happens before the end of the stage and losing the draft here in the Cup race. It has just been horrible for Matthew White this Daytona week. Former Daytona 500 champion in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series back in season number 3. Top 3 are pulling away. This is interesting. So another thing to watch out for is they don't have enough fuel to make it to the end again. So they're going to need to have caution flags.
Here.
There's big separation. Hunsicker blocks outside. He is loose. Almost got turned around. That 77 car was wiggling. Now there's the 12 miles
that much of a lead. The problem to give that much of a lead is the fact that once you break apart, everybody else behind you is rolling. And that was an impressive block there by the 77 there to keep himself in third and keep the top 3 there. But as now 77 looking outside for second, a big block.
Rodriguez goes to block. He may get split here. He's going to have to drop it down low with Pfeiffer. Braden Hunsicker to the outside with Cameron Chandler. Looking to take the lead in Daytona again. And they will. New leader, Hunsicker. Braden Hunsicker, he's had a fantastic season. 3 wins this year. All of those come in very, very chaotic fashion. As Connor Aswell almost tries to go 3 wide for a second. Of course, he's out of the playoffs now officially. Looking just for maybe a win, which would be his 2nd of the season. For winning Fontana is Miles Davis dropping all the way to the back. Top 8 or 9 cars now single file. We haven't seen a whole lot of single file running tonight, and there goes Asbell to the outside. They've been really, really racing all night long. There goes Cole Clausen as well. Thinks better if it drops back down low. Avrilla, though, in the outside lane. Payson Lindsay there, back outside the top 10, currently in 11th. Still, though, slowly but surely, after repairing his damage, making his way back up in front of here. So we're going to come to lap 50 this time in Daytona. Hunsicker, your leader. Outside with Connor Asbell, I should say, and Jacob Clarino kind of falling back. There's William Reagan running in the 36. 13 next, Max DiFilippi, his teammate Zane Roman back there. Somebody blew up. I don't know where that was. It's probably, I think, on pit road. Yes, it was. I believe it was on pit road. Nick Clarino. Slow, no, it's not him. I thought somebody blew up in the pack. That's what it sounded like. All right, so they most likely do have to pit most drivers before this race is over. If we don't get a caution, that means green flag pit stops.
Big run here on the outside.
Yeah, watch Payson Lindsay now coming up here. Havrilla running in 10th. This is going to start to get interesting if Lindsay is up here battling for the win and Havrilla is nowhere to be seen. Especially in the points. As Matthew White is way off the pace. There he is. About to get lapped. Outside, there goes Rodriguez. Starting to battle up for the lead. 30 laps to go in Daytona. Well over halfway, of course. Starting to come to the final quarter or so in this race. There goes Matthew White slow. He's going to have to get out of the way. Really, really close there. And big run to the outside from Payson Lindsay as he's going to drop to the inside of Rodriguez for the race lead. Payson Lindsay is going for it. Havrilla running in 6th, trying to make himself safe. Side by side, though, for the lead of this race for Payson Lindsay. He won this race a season ago. He basically has to win if Havrilla finishes well. Side by side down the back straightaway. Last season, he wasn't in this situation. He was locked into the playoffs already. This has been a different story as there's Connor Asbell. Oh, my goodness. All the way down low. He's loose in the apron. Sideways, Diego Rodriguez. Really, really aggressive racing now. Oh, as Rodriguez is loose from the push from Asbell. Asbell to the outside. Going for the lead again. Payson Lindsay going with him. They all come together once again. Ooh, there's Richard Cherry dropping ahead of Connor Havrilla. Connor Asbell looking to take the lead. 3-1 middle goes Braden Hunsicker. William Reagan trying to maybe drop out of it. There's Max DiFilippi in the middle of 3 wide. Everyone trying to find a place in line and really getting dicey. 3 wide middle again for the 71 of Cole Clausen. Look at this race and all going on in Daytona. Payson Lindsay knows his final shot for the playoffs. Outside now, here comes Cherry. Oh, big block by Connor Asbell. Now to the inside, here comes Payson Lindsay. Help from the 50 of Connor Havrilla. I don't know how much that 50 is going to help Payson. He's on his bumper, though. There's the two battling for the final spot inside the playoffs. Best case situation is for Havrilla to be knocked out of this race for Payson Lindsay and for him to win it all the way down low. What a block for Connor Asbell. And here comes the momentum outside for Richard Cherry in the 29. Big run. Push from Hunsaker. Side by side for the race lead. And another shove to the inside for that 72 of Asbell. Outside again. Here comes Lindsay. Payson Lindsay has been going for the lead, and he's trying to take it yet again, heading down through the tri-oval, back into 1 and 2. He's got help, and he's going to clear down low to clear for the lead. What a run for the 99 of Payson Lindsay. Now he's going to have to try to control this race. Outside he goes of Richard Cherry. Push down this backstretch from the 29 car. You got also Braden Hunsaker lined up in line. Cherry goes down low. Hunsaker now lining the outside with help from Cameron Chandler and Max DiFilippi. Oh, Lindsay gets almost moved out of the way. That was weird. Goes up the racetrack from a push from the 29 of Cherry. They get stacked up in the inside lane. Asbell back to the bumper. Now there's the 77 of Hunsaker going outside of Lindsay now for the lead again. And he's going to clear down low. Retaking the lead is Braden Hunsaker. You got Cameron Chandler as well on the outside lane. Oh, Hunsaker trying to block Payson Lindsay. Lindsay, though, momentum back outside. They are really getting aggressive here. Still got over 20 laps to go. I mean, this thing won't be over pretty soon. Still also got a pit. Now Hunsaker outside blocking that 99 car of Payson. Trying to work both lanes. Now you got Richard Cherry down low, getting pushed from Connor Asbell, I should say. On the bottom of the racetrack, Asbell pushes that 29 sideways. Cherry almost goes around. Two by two action. About 7 or 8 rows deep. Hunsaker now, help from the 99 car of Payson Lindsay. Payson's got help from his teammate Cameron Chandler on his bumper. Hunsaker now left teammate list with Matthew White in the pits. Gonna drop down low and re-clear. Matthew White is back on the racetrack, I believe. Payson Lindsay though giving the 77 Hunsaker a big shove back into 1 and 2. Ooh, Lindsay tight there on the 29 of Cherry. I mean, Lindsay's doing a great job running here in second and racing for the lead, but you still got Connor Havrilla in the top 7, so it's not going to be enough. What a big block up outside. Hunsaker, he's going to block down low in Lindsay. Braden Hunsaker trying to control both these lanes to control this lead. Back across the line they go. Here in Daytona. Cherry now outside. Get a lap car. That's CJ Erdman. He's outside. Going to just go to the wall. Hopefully he's able to keep out of the way for the most part. There he is. They perfectly catch him down the back straightaway. That's the best possible spot to catch a lap car here in Daytona. They should just all easily make it their way around the 94 car. I'll drop in line wherever he can. Side by side, though, for the lead of this race between the 77 of Braden Hunsicker, Cherry Blinks there. And, of course, the 29 of Richard Cherry. To lap 60 they go, this time by. Max DiFilippi running inside the top 5 now. What a run it's been. Zane Rahman inside the top 10 as well, his teammate. Who outside gets a little bit squirrely there with Chandler and Cherry. Inside getting pushed from Lindsay is Braden Hunsicker still. Big shove outside from Cameron Chandler to Richard Cherry. Richard Cherry has been racing in the Cup Series the last few seasons from time to time. Of course, full-time in the Xfinity Series. Your Xfinity regular season champion this season. He has been so close to so many wins in the Cup Series throughout his career. Can tonight be the night? He's becoming a 20 laps to go in Daytona. 20 to go in the regular season.
I was thinking for like pit stop will probably be in the next probably 5 to 10 laps. You probably want to pit a little earlier, and you also can't afford speed here United though.
Yeah, you think about guys like Connor Harilla. You got to be perfect on pit road, because if you speed and maybe Payson Lindsay gets out maybe in the top 3 and has a chance for the win, that is not the situation you want to be caught in. You did a good job. Connor did a good job in the stage, getting a good buffer. Doesn't want to give it all away here. They're side by side. Hunsicker and Cherry both controlling this race. We're going to see how many cars in a pack are going to be coming down pit road. Because pit road's green flag cycle should be starting in a little bit. Here we go, outside, Payson Lindsay dropping ahead of Richard Cherry in the 29. He'll get shoved down this back straightaway. Big push down the back, door to door with Hunsicker. Somebody blinks, that's Cherry. Hunter, though, getting shoved again from the 72 of Connor Asbell. Connor Harilla, they're 3 wide. Oh, Payson Lindsay in the middle. There's Cherry with no one up to help him. He's falling back. Not what Richard Cherry wanted to see there. He will fall back through this field. Up front, top 5 or so single file because of that outside going away. Cameron Chandler goes up there to make something happen. Will we see? No, he's going to drop back in line. Payson Lindsay now getting shoved by Max DiFilippi down this back straightaway. Chandler now outside, ahead of Lindsay. I mean, they're going to have to eventually try to get single file or at least more orderly to get to pit road. You don't want to be all bunched together and nearly crashing as there goes the 72 of Asbell to the outside, looking to take the lead. He's looking for redemption here in Daytona from 2 seasons ago, when he got wrecked from the lead in the final lap. Oh, that was close between Chandler and Connor Asbell. That could have been bad. Chandler and Asbell, both these drivers have 1 win apiece this season. And Chandler shoving that 72 car down this back straightaway. And they're clear. New leader Connor Asbell. Oh my goodness, Cameron Chandler all over his back bumper. He's going to drop to the outside. Here comes Cameron Chandler for the lead again. And there goes Hunsicker up to the outside as well. Chandler currently leading. There's Lindsay trying to drop out of line. It is getting aggressive up front, and we still got to pit. 16 laps to go. And I honestly wish they didn't have to pit. This racing is really fun up front. It's probably some of the best next-gen super speedway racing I've seen. Outside, here comes Connor Asbell. Once again, down the backstretch. Payson Lindsay on his bumper. Max DiFilippi lined up there as well. Oh, big shot, big run coming outside for Asbell. As they bunch up together, that 72's got to run down the front straightaway again. 15 laps to go in Daytona. Big shove through the trial and back to the lead for Connor Asbell. Payson Lindsay now working the outside lane. Max DeFilippi, Zane Roman up outside again. When will they pit? Fuel window is open. Big shove back down low. Connor Asbell had so many lead changes in this race tonight. Ooh, as Lindsay getting shoved by DeFilippi. He blinks. No, he doesn't. He goes down low. I thought he blinked. Just moved down low so nicely. To the outside goes Zane Roman. Almost splits his teammate. Falls back in line. Outside starting to go away. Being led by DeFilippi. He's going to drop in line. Now they're getting... Oh! Contact between DeFilippi and Piper. We're getting single file. I think they're going to pit here. They're getting single file. They're talking on the radio with their spotters. I mean, some of these drivers actually do have spotters. John Butler, most notably. Now they're going outside here of Connor Asbell. It's getting interesting here. I don't know what's going on. Outside, big shove from Lindsay to Chandler. Gonna be just a splash and go for these drivers on pit road. When will they pit? They're back side by side with Chandler on the outside getting pushed from the 99 of Lindsay. No one comes this time. Coming to 13 to go. Ooh, Chandler trying to block outside with Havrilla, and back down low is Payson Lindsay. What a race this has been so far. What a way to end the regular season. And this one far from over. Again, momentum coming high lane with Cameron Chandler and Connor Havrilla. They're shoving outside. Oh, what? Okay, sorry about that. Back to the inside, though. Help from Connor as well as Payson Lindsay. And 3 wide, getting split, is Lindsay in the middle. Here comes the 8 of Chandler, but nobody's going to go with him. No, they will. There goes Havrilla up top. Lindsay actually kind of gets saved. He gets put back in line. And Connor Asbell will take the lead. When will pit stop start? You got a 3-car pack there involving Sean Hilquich and John Butler. Oh, to the outside goes the 77 Hunsicker with Cameron Chandler. What a shove and what a move for Braden. To the top he goes, looking to take the lead again, he will. Where will the 8 of Chandler go? He's going to stay on his bumper, pushing him through the tri-oval. Braden Hunsicker are going to take the lead yet again and lead another lap. Outside, there goes Asbell, who also almost had to fall back in line, but now the outside kind of getting deformed. Diego Rodriguez needs to get a shove. Now, oh, there's Cherry trying to drop in line with Andrew Stacey. That gets tight back there. They're 3 wide on the apron for the 96. He falls back in line. About a 10 to go here. When are they going to pit? They're definitely not good to the end. They've been running hard, and they only had about 30 laps to the good anyways. Nobody's going to pit this time by 10 laps to go in Daytona. They stack up big time on the inside. There's Benton High to avoid it. Asbell now to the bottom of the racetrack. To the bumper of the 77 Hunsicker again. Braden Hunsicker, remember the last time he had fuel strategy at a super speedway was Atlanta. That's where he got his first win of the year.
How they're racing, they might save enough fuel. Who knows? But very, very tight racing. Chance we might even get a yellow before you even have to pit stop. How aggressive they're racing now. Under 10 to go.
Outside, here's Diego Rodriguez. No one going to go with him. I'm kind of surprised by that. The 9 of Benton falls in line. Same thing with the 71 of Cole Clausen. Cole Clausen looking to get the 3rd place here. Where did he come from? After getting involved in that early race big one.
Everybody's getting single file, so if they do decide to pit stop, I think it could be this lap.
Yeah, but they did do this before, and then they just didn't pit. So we'll see. Your leader right now, Hunsicker, with 9 laps to go. And if you're tuning in for the Truck Series race, which just ended, Lane Riggs goes to victory lane there. We got 9 laps to go. Pit stop coming up. You don't want to go away from this one. Make sure to stay tuned in. The outside again. There goes Asbel, and they're back side by side here. And they're going to pit. There goes Payson Lindsay on pit road. Max DiFilippi, Richard Cherry, who's flying in here. Only 4 cars. Zane Ramon. This is the first group, though. Coming to pit road. Oh, Cherry. Got to make sure he doesn't speed. Here they come. Pit stops happening. First group of cars. And they're back single file up here. Probably going to see a big group of machines coming on the pit road this time. Got to Max. Oh, yep. I figured that. That's unfortunate. He was up there battling for the win. There is just splash and go here. Cherry taking his penalty. He'll probably lose the draft now. Here's Hunsicker. Kind of some separation there, but they should be hitting this time by. And here they come. Leaders on pit road. Everyone, yep. Got to get it to pit road speed. Make sure you don't speed. Got to make sure you don't crash. Oh, Hunsicker in the grass almost. That was bad. 4 wide on pit road right now. Here they come to the pits. With now just 7 laps to go. Everyone trying to navigate their way to pit road. Everyone got to hope they don't speed. Oh, Hunsicker through his box. Got to back up. That's big.
Looks like Hunsicker got a speeding penalty.
Oh, that's huge! Braden Hunsicker as they roll up here with your leader. Here comes Cameron Chandler first off the pits. Second, looks like it's going to be the 71. Where's that other pack of cars? They all roll off behind him. There they come. Here comes this just 2 group now between Chandler, Lindsay, I should say, and DiFilippi. There's Matthew White, multiple laps down. Your leader's rolling off pit road. There's the 99, there's the 13. They don't have a whole lot of momentum. Here comes Chandler, back on the track. And yeah, they're all the way back here. Everyone coming back up the speed. Here comes Miles Davis, Zane Ramon, everyone coming back on the track. Havrillen out of the bumper of Chandler. Cameron Chandler, it's been a really long time since he's last gone to victory lane in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Wants to do that again tonight. 6 laps to go in Daytona. Connor Havrilla. This is a perfect situation. Lindsay, the car just spun out. That's CJ Urban. He's out of the way. He was on the apron. Got caught up in that, so we stay green. There's Cherry. Might get lapped here after speeding on pit road. Connor Havrilla, though, there is Andrew Stacy back here, but he is safe even if he finishes like this. Lindsay. Of course, I don't think he probably should have pitted there. Only pitted with 3 cars, one of them sped. He's coming off here, almost losing the main draft. There's Cherry. Lap car Matthew White lined up here, 3rd in line.
Also here, if you're Connor Havrilla, all you're doing is aggressive try to get the win. Or you're just going to wait around. Here, if you finish here, you'll make the playoffs. But also, do you want that Daytona win?
I mean, yeah, this would be his first ever Cup Series victory. That would be huge for Connor Havrilla. I mean, I don't think I would take that lightly. I think I would go for that. Here's outside, got huge momentum coming down this back straightaway. The run is coming. It's Cameron Chandler almost backing this line up. Big run, Andrew Stacy. There's Bryce Benson going to drop outside. And there goes Havrilla in the 50. Coming outside, battle is on for the win. Cameron Chandler trying to block Matthew White, making things interesting. Kind of would be nice if the lap car wasn't up here. They're kind of catch Braden Hunsicker, who's going to go a lap down here after speeding on pit road. 4 laps to go in Daytona. Lindsay back in the main pack as well. Be really nice if Matthew White wasn't up here. And he's just pushing the 8 car out front.
Helping his teammate.
Outside, trying to get more momentum. Led by Havrilla. Cole Clausen lining is currently in 2nd on that inside line. Richard Cherry, another lap car. Lap cars are really making things tough here. How about William Reagan in 3rd place? Oh, outside, Connor Asbel going with Payson Lindsay. The 99 of Lindsay knows he needs to go as Havrilla is going to drop back. Havrilla drops back to almost, now 9th. I mean, I don't know if that's even enough for Lindsay, but he's doing everything he can. With now 3 laps to go, he knows he's got to win to make these playoffs. He won this race last season. Outside, dropping his Cherry. lap cars really kind of putting a whole damper on this one. Shearer getting shoved down this back stretch from Connor Asbell. He's got to run as there's the 8 of Chandler going to block it. And there's the 72 going 3 wide middle. Here comes Connor Asbell. And he's going to try to go to the inside of Chandler. Lindsay to third as well. 2 to go. DeFilippi's caught speeding on pit road as well. He's going to maybe put a lap down here. The 72, Connor Asbell shoving Cameron Chandler back into 1 and 2. Pace and Lindsay in the 99 as well involved. Down the backstretch, a lap and a half to go in Daytona. Lindsay outside, nobody going with him though. Chandler makes the block. Back through turns 3 and 4 they go. There's Asbell to the inside, gonna see the white flag this time by. If they can make it back, it is time to send him off in the regular season. 1 to go in Daytona. Final lap is underway. Asbell outside of Chandler. Pace and Lindsay goes with him. Back into 1 and 2 for the final time. Connor Asbell to the outside for the lead of this race. Oh, final shove. They're going to work down this back straightaway for the final time. Side by side, a huge shove coming for Connor Asbell. Chandler, though, back to the inside. Momentum coming. Oh, they're dropping out in the outside lane. That is not good. Asbell is loose. And here comes Cameron Chandler. What is lap down? It won't matter. Second win of the season. Cameron Chandler going to win in Daytona. As they crash across the line. What a win. What a race. Cole Clausen ends up third. Asbell ends up in P2. And Cameron Chandler wins in Daytona. What a win. And there he is. He spun out after the checkered flag, but Connor Asbell, or Connor Haverhill, I should say, has advanced to the playoffs. He'll join Cole Clausen and William Reagan, the other two locking themselves in. Pace and Lindsay going to come up short, finish 4th tonight, but not enough points at the end. Asbell finishes 2nd, gets a good amount of points here at the end. Best finish since his win in Fontana. It's a 2nd win of the season for Cameron Chandler. He's been waiting this one for a while. Last one in Bristol, over 10 races ago. And he's going to burn it down. Win number 2 of season number 4 for the driver, the first Team Chevy Motor Club win, of course, since that Bristol victory. It has been such a long time coming. And he's back in victory lane for his 2nd win of the season. The 5th career win from the driver from Maryland. Cameron Chandler, your winner. Of course, your Season 3 Xfinity Series champion. He'll finish 2nd in the regular season championship points. And will get 10 playoff points as well as a 5 for winning the race. And even won the stage. So 16 playoff points tonight are ultimately scored for Cameron Chandler. That is huge. Bryce Benton, not a bad finish, P5 tonight. William Reagan, of course, going to lock himself into the playoff, finish in 6th. Andrew Stacy, good charge there at the end. Won't be enough. He'll miss the playoffs. He finishes 7th. Haverhill, Rodriguez, Pfeiffer, and your top 10. Haverhill, of course, advances to the playoffs for the 2nd straight season. And Payson Lindsay, for the first time in his career, will miss out on the Cup Series playoffs. Cameron Chandler wins at Daytona. Continues his burnout. What a win it was. He comes down to the Daytona logo. Across it he goes. What a win. What a race. The regular season is over. That's it. Playoffs coming up. Cameron Chandler, your race winner. So we will have post-race interviews. Let's real quick give you an official update on the points. We'll be right back in about 30 seconds, giving you your official playoff grid, where everyone lines up in seating-wise and whatever. Post-race interviews coming up as well. So nobody was given a 0x here tonight. Not really surprised it's Daytona. So, of course, top 3 in points, getting playoff points. Matthew White, 15-year regular season champion. 10 playoff points for Cameron Chandler. 5 for Braden Hunsicker. Bryce Benson able to pass Dylan Banks for 4th in the points. Gained 2 spots in the standings tonight after falling back to 6th. He'll be up to 4th at the end of the regular season. Doesn't award him anything, though. And, of course, Connor Haverilla finishes ahead of Payson Lindsay by 9 points to advance to the playoffs for his second straight season. Your playoff advancing drivers: Matthew White, Cameron Chandler, Braden Hunsicker, Bryce Benton, Dylan Banks, Ashton Miller, John Butler, Sean Hilquich, Cole Clausen, William Reagan, Trenton Wilkin, and finally Connor Havrilla. Those are your playoffs. And that'll be, of course, the playoffs for next week in Las Vegas, the playoff opener. All right. Anyways, post-race interviews are coming up. Eli, you don't have to if you don't want to, but do you want to ask the second question?
Right now I think I'm good. I'll just listen.
All right. As we welcome you live to the post-race show here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, the regular season finale has concluded for the entire NASCAR iRacing FedEx League this season. It is over. Cameron Chandler goes to victory lane here in Daytona. What a win, his second win of the season. Of course, like I mentioned, this is his first win since he won at Bristol, which was the 6th race of the year. That was 11 races ago. It was all the way back in June. Of course, now in September, he goes back to victory lane. Just 3 months, just about exactly 3 months, just over 3 months for Cameron Chandler away from Cup Series victory lane. He's back, and we'll have him in for a post-race interview. Your race winner, Cameron Chandler. Incredible day for you guys. You win at Daytona, your second win of the season, first win since Bristol 3 months ago. You're back to Cup Series victory lane tonight with a fantastic points day as well. You won the stage, you win the race, you finished second in the regular season standings, getting ultimately combined 16 more playoff points tonight, which is absolutely massive. Take me through how you controlled this race at the end, had some help from Matthew White down the front straightaway. You had to hold off Connor Asbell, Cole Clausen, Payson Lindsay all pushing there at the end to ultimately get your second win of season number 4.
Yeah, definitely a really good race for us at least. It didn't start off well. We qualified pretty poorly. But yeah, was just able to get through the field and had Matthew, Braden, and Churi to work with. Unfortunately for Matthew, he got taken out in that wreck with Churi. But yeah, we all 4 of us, while we all were still together, we worked really well, controlled the lines pretty well. And I thought with that, when we had to come into the pits, I've lost so many races through the pits, so I thought at that moment we lost it. And no, we just had a great pit stop. Unfortunately for Braden, he got screwed out of that, so I lost my partner, but thankfully Matthew was there to come help me. I know a lot of guys are going to hate that he was a lap down doing that, but I can't thank him enough for that one. Without him, I don't know where we would have finished, probably in the garage somewhere and going to Halifax.
Of course, this is, like I said, a massive night for you guys, especially in the playoffs. So how much does it mean to add all those playoff points to your tally? So coming into this race, you had 8, which was, again, not that many. You, of course, you double that tonight, getting 16 playoff points, double of what you had originally gaining tonight. So it's a huge gain for you guys. Heading to Las Vegas, how much more of a buffer is that for you guys?
Yeah, it definitely was a concern with how our summer's going, especially after Kansas having that skill issue. So, especially no winning you're in for the playoffs either, unlike last season. A big concern with just getting taken out. So those I'm not doing quick math right now, but all of those bonus points, that's going to be a huge help for comfortability moving into the next round, and hopefully we can lock it up early and not have to worry about the last race at whatever track that is.
All right, Cameron, well, congratulations, of course, on your first win since Bristol, second win of the season, your fifth career win overall in the Cup Series, and we'll see you for the playoff opener next week in Las Vegas. Have fun celebrating this one.
Yeah, nice try, Ethan Chandler.
Wow. Okay, anyways, coming up next, it's going to be Connor Aswell. What a run tonight. Finishes second. Connor Aswell, you did everything tonight. Amazing night. You ultimately will end up just short in P2. You're up there battling for the win, late in the going. Just take me through those final few laps. Unfortunately, you guys got taken out of playoff contention in the first half, but still, great job battling up there, finishing in P2.
Yeah, I just want to thank God, getting me to actually keep on going with these races and try to get into the playoffs. It was pretty hard throughout the middle of the season. Then finally I started picking up some pace towards the end of this regular season, but it was just too dang late. But yeah, final lap, I saw a clearing on the outside. Knew Payson was really aggressive. I got to shout it out to him too. Like, he stuck with me through that whole time. He could have easily went 3 wide, but he just stayed with me. Yeah, I was like, I played my cards correctly. And ultimately, when it came down to it, Matthew was a lap car and pushing his teammates. So I just kind of saw that. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm losing. But yeah, I mean, 3rd year in a row that I've ran a Michigan car here and came up so close, yet I still can't win this race. So.
Of course, still, you had a win already this season. It's been an interesting regular season. This is your best finish since your win in Fontana. So you started off early in the season with that win. You finished second to end the regular season. So final 7 races of the year. Do you think another one could be coming after this performance?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how my motivation is gonna go for now on. Like, I don't even know if I'll be showing up to races, but and maybe like a good top 5. I mean, out of everything, if I did make the playoffs, it would kind of be unfair because I've shown the worst results all year. A lot of these guys, like Payson, Connor Havrilla, Stacy, William Reagan, great guys, consistent. They're better than me. And they've just put more hours and everything into racing, and props to them because, whoever made it into the playoffs, good luck to y'all. I hope the best for every single one of those 16 guys.
All right, Connor. Well, of course, great job. Still finishing in second place, ending off the regular season, and we'll see you in Las Vegas next week.
Yep.
Coming up next, what a finish it was. Cole Clausen going to end up in 3rd place tonight. Cole Clausen, obviously you lock yourself into the playoffs here, but finishing 3rd in Daytona with a chance up to win. So usually, honestly, I usually don't even see you up here battling for the win. You kind of run around, but you ran up front all day long. You got involved in that crash, but still, though, running up front there late in the race, contending for the win. Just what more did you guys maybe need, and how happy are you with this result? It's 3rd place in Daytona.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously 3rd place is just incredible for our team, especially since McMillan got taken out early. But yeah, I'm not happy with Matthew White. The guy's in 20th, a lap down or whatever. He can't be running up front. I don't care if he's the golden boy of FedEx with all his wins or whatever. He's just an idiot. So I mean, if he wasn't there, I definitely would have had a lot bigger shot at the win. But yeah, he clearly pushed Chandler to the win. So I don't know what, obviously he's probably not breaking any rules, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of that at all. And Asbel kind of agreed with me with it. And yeah, that wreck that happened looked like Cherry just took out the 81, and I kind of got collected. And McMillan didn't seem like he had that much damage, but he was all done. So But third place, we were 1/1000th away from having second. I mean, it's incredible for our team, and obviously we're going to the playoffs now, and I don't know how the playoffs are going to go, but yeah, just a lot of unpredictability. I mean, obviously everyone was aggressive tonight. That's just what you're going to get at Daytona, but yeah, had lots of fun even without McMillan being able to work with him, but yeah, just an incredible result for our team, and I'm pretty happy, but I wish White wasn't there to ruin it for us.
So heading to the playoffs now, you lock yourself into for the fourth straight season. I believe the only other drivers to do that, I think, are Matthew White and Braden Hunsaker. So you joined some pretty good company there. Locking himself into the playoffs, you're going to be going for your second Cup Series championship as well. So round of 12, it's Las Vegas, Road Atlanta, Martinsville. What's your confidence level on those three racetracks?
I mean, I think the only chance we have at advancing to the round of 8, if we don't have any luck, is doing really good at Las Vegas, because I feel like I'm pretty good at Mile and a Half, but Road Atlanta road course I don't even own yet, but obviously I plan to purchase it just so that I can run it, and then Martinsville. Yeah, Martinsville is just going to be Martinsville. Martinsville is always chaos, just kind of like Daytona and Talladega and whatnot. But yeah, I'm going to just be straight up honest. I really don't know what my future is with this league going into season 5. So I'm just going to race my heart out for these last few races here, knowing that it could possibly be my last full-time season. But, nothing is official yet, but we'll see how these last few weeks go, and we'll make a decision at the end of the season.
All right, Cole. Well, nice job finishing in third place. Great finish for you guys entering the playoffs, and we'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Coming up next, going to be Pace and Lindsay ends up fourth. Unfortunately, doesn't advance. Pace and Lindsay, you had it all there at the end. Going for it, you had a chance. You won this race last season, but you'll finish fourth, and you will not advance to the playoffs this season. So just give me your thoughts on that. What more needed there at the end? Haverly, you were battling there. He got good stage points, still finished 8th. You had to basically win the race to advance. Just take me through your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I just moved out of line a little too early there. I believe it was with 2 to go. I tried to move out of line, and then we got messed up out of stage points due to the worst officiating I think I've ever seen in a league, and that kind of messed up me, Connor's, and Andrew's entire races. Just put the cards in Havril's hand, and none of us could really run them down without winning. So me and Connor tried whatever we could have done there. It was a great car to work with the entire race. He could push really well. I could push really well, but overall we just fell up a little bit short. We'll just go into these last few races and try and get a win.
Yeah, I don't really know what you're talking about, worst officiating. But anyways, we head to Las Vegas. So what's going to be your confidence level? Last 7 races, not in the playoffs. Are you just going to be going for it all with the wins now?
Yeah, I mean, we could just kind of flip the switch and not go for points and just more so go for wins. So if we can just maybe flip the pit strategy, not go for stage points anymore, we can just try and get some wins to end off the season.
All right, Payson. Well, we'll see you in Las Vegas.
Yeah, thank you.
Next up, going to be Bryce Benton, finished top 5 tonight. Bryce Benton, relatively quiet night compared to other guys, but you still finished with a very solid top 5 finish, and you gained 2 spots in the points. I know it doesn't matter because you won't get any playoff points because of this. Getting 2 spots in the points, though, very nicely there. So top 5 finish in Daytona. Take me through some of the highlights of your night.
Yeah, I was really just focused on being there at the end, and also I was just really focused on fuel saving, and I was trying to make it to the end because I thought I was gonna have to be the only one to pit, so it kind of surprised me when everyone else pit, because a lot of people pit like a few laps after I did, obviously on the stage, because I came in because I thought it was the stage, and it ended up being the stage end, but it was like obviously a little mix. Yeah, I was really focused on fuel saving at the start of the first stage, and then we got cautions, and then the second stage I did the same, but I could not save enough. It was not working out for me with the fuel, so yeah, I ended up having to pit with everyone else, and yeah, I tried the top, and it didn't work. Yeah, I had to get down to the bottom, and I was able to recover from it. But ultimately costing me the chance to be up there and get the race win, which is unfortunate. I really wanted to win tonight, or at least win the stage, because I really needed the playoff points, and I feel like I'm gonna be a little bit screwed as in the playoff standings. I don't know how it's gonna look like, but I should be all right. Because I know we'll have a chance, and yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Yes.
Heading into the next.
Yeah, so shockingly, after a really good season you've had, finishing 4th overall in the full season points at the end of the regular season here, you still ended with no playoff points whatsoever this season, which I'm honestly shocked because of that. No wins, no stage wins either, but still a really good, really in contention all season long, but still heading to the playoffs. Las Vegas, mile and a half, of course, Road Atlanta, Road Course, we know how good you are at those in Martinsville. What's your confidence level for these 3 races?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna see. Vegas, I think we can be pretty good. It's a mile and a half. I'm pretty good at Vegas, so I actually think if I put in enough effort for that race, I definitely could probably get my first win there, which would be really cool because it's like my home state, so that'd be really cool to win that race. And then Road Atlanta, I have no clue. Some road courses I'm really good at, some road courses I'm really bad at, so I don't know. But yeah, maybe Road Atlanta will be good. I find it really fun in the prototypes. So we'll see how that goes. And then Martinsville, I don't have a lot of confidence for. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go. I might be okay. I don't know. But mainly for all the playoffs, I'm just gonna put in a lot of practice and try to do the kind of the Joey Logano, and even though I'd be a little more deserving than what Joey Logano had like last year, still I want to just make that playoff charge, and yeah, we'll try to go for a championship.
All right, Bryce. Well, of course, nice job, top 5 finish here in Daytona, and we'll see you for the playoff opener in Vegas next week.
Yep.
That's Bryce Benton. So, of course, you don't lock yourself into the playoffs with a win anymore. Or that too, and throughout the rounds either. So, definitely makes things a whole lot more interesting. And that means you can't just win a race and then ride around for 2 races, like just not really trying. You gotta go all 3 races if you want to advance. That's the new game plan here. It's to encourage that kind of thing. Next up, William Reagan finishes 6th and most importantly advances to the playoffs. William Reagan, another top 10 finish, and most importantly, you guys will advance to the playoffs for the first time in your career. You came in here plus 18. Had, of course, a great finish here at the end to seal the deal ultimately. So, again, what's your thoughts on making the playoffs for the first time ever for you guys and ultimately finishing in 6th tonight?
I'm just glad I strung together some good finishes here at the end of the regular season. I was kind of on a roll last race, I believe, was at Kansas, and that was one of my best races ever. And coming here to Daytona, my goal coming into tonight was just kind of survive, make it to the end, because I was pretty comfortable in points. I just needed to not wreck the car, and once I got the 20 to go, I decided it was go time, and I had a chance with 2 laps to go to pull up and be the leader of the top line. I just missed my opportunity. That was really my only chance to win, but I mean, I'll take a 6th place finish after just the wild night and the weird strategy at the end. 6th place is actually higher than I expected to be tonight.
Of course, the playoffs are coming up. Unfortunately, you guys don't have any playoff points. That probably is going to not be too great for you guys in the seeding.
I have 1 playoff point.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry about that. So you do have a playoff point. So that's going to be better in the seeding for you guys, of course. So Las Vegas, Road Atlanta, Martinsville. I mean, a mile and a half, a short track, and or a road course. Do you have any really track that stands out that could really be good for you guys?
I've been very good at the intermediates this year, so Vegas is definitely the one I'm looking at. Martinsville is definitely the track I'm scared of, not because I'm bad there, but I think it's just going to be some tempers. And Road Atlanta, I suck at road courses, but it's another home race, so hey, hopefully I can dial in some home race energy.
All right, William. William, of course, great job advancing to the playoffs for the first time in your career. You hold on to that, and we will see you next week in Vegas for the playoff opener.
Yep.
Okay, just finishing up post-race interviews Here at the World Center of Racing, we're also going to go back and look at that final lap crash. Actually, real quick, we'll do that. We've got a few more to go here. So let's look back on the final lap. It was just after the checkered flag, basically, what happened in the final lap between, started with Connor Asp, I think, with Cole Clausen as well. So here they come to the checkered flag. Yeah, they just all get together. Pace and Lindsay there as well. Coming to the checkered flag, you see Clausen as well, and then they just all spin. Asp actually avoided it for the most part. They crash down this front straightaway. Reagan, you can see Rodriguez actually finishes ninth, not bad at all for him. And that ends the race here at Daytona. What a night it was. Still, of course, finishing up post-race interviews here at the World Center of Racing. And coming up next is going to be Connor Havrilla, finished in 7th or 8th, and it will advance to the playoffs. Connor Havrilla, you guys entered tonight +3, got great stage points, and you finish in 8th, and that will be enough to advance to the playoffs for the first time in your careers. So, ultimately, like, what kind of a weight off your shoulders earlier in the race when you got good stage points was that, where you only entered +3, and then ultimately finishing in 8th to advance? What are your thoughts on that?
No, that was big in those points. And then we had to be aggressive and try to get those points, which would be big. Try and make it to that into the playoffs. But we had a fast Chevy tonight. The boys did a good job, and just main focus was just points and try to survive Daytona and just get to the end.
So, of course, the playoffs are coming up next week at Las Vegas. So, there's no more winning your in format, but we've seen you pretty good at mile and a halves in the past. So, what's your confidence level for that first race opening the playoffs?
I mean, I think it's a good shot. I mean, if I can just get a solid, solid finish, you don't got to win, just be consistent, get good top 10s. That's the main focus. And if we can maybe get a win in there, that'd be nice, but just going to try to be as consistent as possible. So.
All right, Connor. Well, nice job. Top 10 finish, and you'll advance to the playoffs for the second time in your Cup Series career, and we'll see you next week for the playoff opener in Vegas.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Next up is going to be, let me check real quick, Saint Laurent, P11. Saint Laurent, not a bad day at all for you guys. P11 tonight. It was, of course, a fantastic week for the whole organization after winning an iCar, finishing 3rd with DeFilippi in the Xfinity race. So just give me your thoughts on this whole week. Just great all around for your team.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. I mean, both Screaming Luigi Racing and Track Speed Racing both had like really great weeks this here at Daytona. Yeah, race went really well actually. I mean, me and Max's goal was, well, if I have to be honest, we were trying to help out Pace and get in, but sadly that didn't happen. But since late pit cycles kind of ruined us all, Max had to back out because his fuel tank did not get filled enough. So, and to make things away, I mean, not too bad, but a little heartbreaking for me. I lost 10th place to Brandon Pfeiffer by 3 milliseconds, so that sucks for me. But yeah.
So, of course, we head to Las Vegas next week for both Cup and Xfinity for the rest of the season now for you guys. Do you guys think for maybe even Cup and Xfinity, you already won an iCar, but you think your organization could maybe, one of your two organizations could get a victory in both Cup or Xfinity in these closing 7 races of the season?
Well, one thing's for sure, we're going to try doing playoff spoilers if we can. I know we're capable of this, so yeah, we'll see if we can.
All right, Zane. Well, of course, great job finishing P11 tonight, and we'll see you in Vegas next week.
Yep, thank you. One last thing, quick shout out to my sponsor, the SB Code. I really appreciate them for letting me be their sponsor for them. I ran their scheme, and yeah, hashtag we are not a real cult.
All right, well, we'll see you next week, Zane.
Thank you.
Next up, final interview of the night going to be Max DeFilippi, finished 17th, but he was up there battling for the win late. Max DeFilippi, you guys are up there battling for the even a win late in the race after such a fantastic Daytona week for you and your teammate Zane Rahman. But unfortunately, I think you guys are caught speeding. So is that ultimately what did you guys in for the win tonight?
No, it's just, iRacing being iRacing. Pretty, not the happiest because of it. So me, Zane, and Payson were all, trying to get Payson to the playoffs, and then we all had a pit strategy worked out. And I added enough gas, but, iRacing just glitched and actually took a lap of gas out of my car. I don't know how, but it did it, and had to repit for gas. I ran out of 4 there, and just lost the draft and came down to 18th there. So pretty frustrated because that was going to be a really good night for the team, and hopefully might have gotten pace in the playoffs there, but that sucks a lot. I'm going to be big news. I'm track speed, just me, and the team is going to be running the Ford next week at Vegas, my home track. We're just going to do some tech testing for next season to see if it's something I would rather do next season other than Chevy. So gonna be running a good scheme for my home track next week, and pretty excited for that race. Gonna attempt to move on from this race, but definitely hurts a lot for the team.
So of course, next 7 races of the season, you've got a super speedway coming up in Talladega, some other good tracks as well. Do you guys think maybe in both either Cup, Xfinity, or even iCar, you can maybe sneak out a win here to end off the season?
Xfinity, I really hope. iCar, I have a feeling for iCar. I'm up there in points, and then the super speedway's coming up, as you said. I'm gonna be running all 3 of those: iCar, Cup, and Xfinity. So we always have a good chance there. Everyone does. So yeah, I'm just really looking for the better. This team was created mid-season, so by both teams, Screaming Luigi and Track Speed. So next year we big improvements and hopefully top 10s and not top 20s. So looking forward to that.
All right, Max. Well, of course, nice job on the run tonight for you guys, finishing in 17th still. Unfortunately, having that issue after being involved with the win late in the going, and we'll see you in Las Vegas for Xfinity and the Cup Series.
See you there. See you tomorrow as well.
All right. So that will do it. Real quick, let's of course go over your playoffs once again. So I can just use this. It's the same grid as this. So Matthew White, regular season champion. Chandler, Hunsicker, Banks, Miller, Benton, Butler, Hilkwich, Wilkin, Clausen, Reagan, and of course Connor Havrilla. So White, Chandler, Hunsicker, Banks, Miller, Butler, Clausen, and Havrilla are all returning to the playoffs from either last season or prior seasons. And then you got new drivers in the playoffs. Bryce Benton, of course, a big name there. New driver in the playoffs. Sean Hilkwich, another one. A Cup Series rookie making the playoffs. Our only Cup Series rookie that's actually in the playoffs this season. So he will be guaranteed, I think, Rookie of the Year now for Sean Hilkwich. So that is really exciting news with the driver of the 81. Trenton Wilkin advances for the first time in his career after missing it last season. Of course, William Reagan. He's been here since season 1. Advances for the first time in his career finally. So that will do it. Oh, wrong button. The regular season is over. All right, Eli Franklin, crazy regular season all around. Crazy Daytona race to end it. Any final thoughts here before we wrap it up?
I have good race tonight. Daytona being Daytona, we had a big one early in stage. Due to end of stage 1, kind of made everybody settle down there near the end of stage 1, beginning of stage 2. Great race so far. Great regular season overall. Playoff come down to the very end. Couple final points overall for the season. After all this race, come down to almost under 10 points, which is just mind blowing. But playoffs, we got a speedway, we got a road course, and we got a short track. Can't ask for 3 better places to run for opening round of the playoffs.
Yeah, what a great opening round of the playoffs. It's going to be coming up next week, starting in Las Vegas. First time Las Vegas will be in the Cup Series playoffs. So that will do it tonight in Daytona. Congratulations to Cameron Chandler. Goes victory lane. The playoff grid is set. We're going to have more of that coming out I have a lot more coming out this week. New things for the playoffs. Stay tuned. A lot of things going to happen during these next few days leading up to Las Vegas week. Of course, iCar's going to be in Phoenix on next Tuesday. Xfinity Wednesday for the playoffs. Same thing with the Cup Series. Thursday for the Cup Series playoff opener. And we'll have lobbies tomorrow night as well. It'll be featuring Mexico City Xfinity. So, brand new car track combo. You also got North Wilkesboro with the ARC car. Brand new car track combo there with the repaved North Wilkesboro. And we got a new smash to pass at South Boston with the Pontiac Solstice. So, that should be interesting. So, that'll do it tonight. We hope you enjoyed the regular season finale for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. We'll see you tomorrow night for lobbies at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, a little bit later than usual, of course. But for official races, we'll see you on Tuesday night for iCar at Phoenix Raceway. And, of course, Wednesday, Thursday for the Cup Series playoff and Xfinity Series playoff openers at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So, what a weekend it was. Good night from the World Center of Racing Daytona International Speedway.